what is one thing that you could add to your fishing arsenal that will improve every single rod and reel setup that you have? Braided fishing line. You know, there's a bunch of different things that braid is good at, and there's a bunch of things that braid is bad at. One thing that braid is bad at is price. It's usually a lot more expensive. It's also not very friendly with rocks and stumps and stuff like that. But it will make it cast better. It will make your rod more sensitive because of the zero stretch that braid has. Now you can attach a leader like monofilament or fluorocarbon to it to kind of hide the line in the water if it's in clear water, but you don't have to. I've got this one just tied up to a little jig, and that's how we're going to fish it today. Now, of course, you don't have to use braid on your fishing setups, but me personally, I've put braid on just about all of my setups over the last couple of years because I like that extra sensitivity. And one thing that I didn't mention in the intro is braid is smaller in diameter than copolymer, monofilament, or fluorocarbon. So you're going to get a higher pound test line and higher line capacity with braid. Alright, we have been here for a total of about 8 minutes, and I have been getting bites left and freaking right. Problem is, they ain't hooking up. So what I'm thinking the issue is I'm either running into shad, or there's a bunch of gold shiners down in here and they're just pecking at it. Gold shiners are notorious for just pecking at your bait and not getting it down, mostly because they've got such a small mouth. Did I finally hook up with something? I think I did. It feels pretty good. Of course, that's the one thing with fighting with braid. Jeez. The one thing with, oh, you're very, very lightly hooked. That's an eater size crappie. It's probably 10, 11 inches. Well, probably 11 and a half. But another thing with crappie fishing, if you're going to use braid, you're better off using a leader, because they're paper mouths for a reason. The hook can be tore out of their mouth with that braid very easily. But what I was saying is, fish feel bigger if you're using braid because you don't have that stretch with fluorocarbon and monofilament, or that you would with monofilament and fluorocarbon. So you're feeling the full force of the fish and you don't have any absorption. What have we hooked? Because that was, you just sit there with it. We have a mega chunk of a little bass. Chill. That thing is thick. Got a little pot belly on him. Well, y'all can see that, but he got a belly. Y'all must be what's munching on them shad out there. Fish. What she is, what she is. I thought you was a little bass at first, but I twere wrong. Little crappie. Tell you what, the crappie in here today ain't nearly as aggressive as they were the last time I was here. Oh, belly flop, sorry. They ain't just T-boning it like they were. They're sitting there just kind of nibbling on it and not really moving, kind of like crappie normally do. Or at least for me. I don't know about everybody else. I got lucky and hooked something there. Little bullgill that got off. Hey, did I finally hook into one up here at the bridge? It feels awful small, and that is because that's how it is. Tiny little bluegill. These things and gold shiners have been just driving me up a freaking wall today. I'm lucky I even got that little dude hooked. You got something there. What she is. Little bass fish. Take in bass fish all day long compared to them little goober gold shiners. You a little bit bigger. Looks like you might have been hooked before or something. I don't know. Ski-douche. Now, I'll take little bass fish like that all day long over those stinking gold shiners, because those things are just annoying. I wasn't even paying attention. Got a little itty bitty teeny tiny green sunfish. Just barely got that thing. Chill out. Like, even with 1/64th and such real ultralight plastics and jig heads like this, with super light braid, you can still get a good bit of distance out of them. Like, just a easy cast, that right there is maybe 30 feet. Plenty of distance in one of these little small creeks. I don't know what it is. The crappie right here underneath the bridge are super aggressive and super feisty, but the ones down the creek, they're kind of on the laziest side. I ain't gonna complain. I mean, I'm catching fish, so that's all that matters. I'm adjusting my hoodie sleeve, and this little bluegill comes up and nabs it. Didn't even have to set the hook on that one. He just got it in his mouth and took off. We're gonna give it just let's see, a few more minutes and probably call her quits, because I don't want to miss all the football games this evening. You are barely hooked. Alright, that one decided to flop off before I could get my jig, but another okay-ish crappie for this little creek, as shallow as it is. Now, let's see if we can get some more of them. Skadoosh. Alright, now, I'll take numbers of fish, but I don't want to deal with these little micros all the time now. I'll take you because you're a beast to my logbook and my fish catches for the year, but you ain't exactly exciting. As soon as it hit the water, there was one hit it, and then that one came up and got it. Little green sunny. Green sunnies are really fun. Like, they're super territorial. All right, now. There we go. Beast. Got to get another Bobby Garland there because this little goober decided to take the tail off of the other one. Belly flop, I'm sorry. Oh, that crappie just snuck up and got that one down just a hair. I set the hook even harder there. You know, that one got it out, but he was trying to swallow it. Pretty crappy. One of these days I'm going to remember to bring a slime rag instead of using my hoodie or my shorts. I could use you as bait if I wanted to. Not in this creek because I really don't believe there's anything in this creek right now big enough to eat you. It's like I was saying, oh, that one's barely hooked. It's hooked all right. Like I was saying, with straight braid and these tiny hooks, really just reeling into them, they're setting the hook themselves. Well, we didn't exactly catch any monsters out of this creek, which it's kind of expected in this little spot here because it's just so shallow that a lot of fish get trapped out of this area or trapped in here and kept. But anyway, braid. Is it going to guarantee you to catch more fish? No. It can sometimes hurt you. That low stretch, you can rip the hook out of the mouth, like I said. But I personally prefer braid over mono or fluorocarbon any day of the week. I'll take the extra line capacity because of the low diameter and the better casting ability with smaller baits over the monofilament, fluorocarbon, and all that. Now, like I said, it does not like rubbing against rocks. Matter of fact, a couple inches above the jig head there from where it rubs on the fish's teeth, it's kind of marred up. The ones I like to use are high-vis braids like Power Pro Yozuri Super Braid, the Daiwa X4 or X8 in the chartreuse color. I like using the high-vis colors just because, you know, if you just for whatever reason don't feel a bite, you'll see it. And the Sufix Nano, which is what I'm using here. This is a 6-pound Sufix Nano. And again, like I said, you're using braid, you get the same pound test and higher line capacity. Now, it does come at another cost, and that is its cost. Braid is always more expensive than your monofilament and most fluorocarbons. Just get you some cheap braid to try out, and like I said in a couple of other videos where I've used braid, you have to have a backing if it's not a braid ready spool, which means it's got a bunch of little grooves cut into the spool, or a little rubber band that's built into the spool, or you can just tie your braid straight to it, but you have to put a little electrical tape over that knot so that it doesn't slip and it has something for the braid to grip into, or put a mono backing on there. Anyway, this outro has gone on way too long. Hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.